What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I have two very specific topics that I want to go ahead and discuss with you guys, and both of these things absolutely blow my mind with the stupidity of both Activision and Infinity Ward. Like, truthfully, I try to find positives. You guys know I do. I try to see the positive and the negatives of every single situation, no matter what, because I like to be in the middle. I don't like to be overly negative, overly positive. There's no point in that, right? If something is good, it's good, and if something is bad, it's bad. It's as simple as that. And I know it pisses people off all the time, but I really don't care. Again, I like to stay neutral on a lot of these topics, but for some strange reason, Infinity Ward, there's no neutral. There's no neutral emotion when it comes to any of this stuff. It's just pure negativity. First and foremost, I have to go ahead and discuss the new, feature that's been added in to quote-unquote fix the disbanding lobbies, because obviously disbanding lobbies has been a problem within Call of Duty for ages now. Something that we've been complaining for a very long time. It's one of the main reasons why skill-based matchmaking also sucks, because you get booted out of lobbies all the time. You can't make any friends. You can't find any good casual games and stick with it. All of the above. It's a pain in the butt. So they added in a new feature where you can basically stick with the same squad or stick with the same players. At least that's how they advertised it. They advertised it as a feature that they're going to implement, that you could stay in the same game with the same people, and you can keep recycling the same lobby over and over and over again. If people want to leave, they can leave. But at the end of the day, if people actually want to queue up again, then they are allowed to go ahead and do so. Well, after further testing, first and foremost, the feature is just completely busted. I mean, go figure. So that's already a pain in the butt enough as it is. But this feature is nothing like I expected, and I guess you guys can call me crazy for thinking otherwise, thinking that Infinity Ward was actually going to do something positive, but again, the way they worded it, I truthfully believe that, we were going to have a feature that allowed us to stick in the game if we really wanted to, but this feature, ladies and gentlemen, is only for the people in your squad, not the overall lobby itself. So, let's say you're playing with a 4-man party, and you have 2 randoms on your team. If you want to, you can go ahead and basically open up your party by saying, yes, at the end of the game, you can select the option saying, I want to stay in the same lobby. And if the people who are on your team, the randoms that the matchmaking decided to slap on your team, if everything is good, you guys are getting along together, they're good players, or maybe they just fit nicely into your squad, whether you're trying to troll, sweat, play casually, whatever it is, you found, some good friends, they can go ahead and opt into your party, and then it'll recycle, with the same team. But it has nothing to do with disbanding lobbies with the enemies or even the skill-based matchmaking, none of the above. So, again, the feature to me personally is completely useless. This is exactly the opposite of what I was expecting, and it really annoys me because Infinity Ward knew how they were wording, how they described this new feature. They knew exactly what they were doing. They could have easily worded it saying, oh, you want to sit and play with, the same teammates, the same people that are on your team specifically, nobody else, then so be it. But they made it seem like you were going to be able to stick in the same lobby of all players, your teammates, the enemies, and anybody who wanted to stay in that lobby could click the button and they'll refresh right into the same game and keep the matches going, without having to take 10 years to back out, re-queue, find another game, wait for people to join in, have people constantly back out, rejoin until the game finally starts up. The 10 plus freaking minute process that we have right now because of disbanding lobbies, they made it seem like this feature was going to go ahead and resolve that when in reality, it did nothing, absolutely nothing, and at its core, it doesn't even work to even begin with. But it's just a major letdown, ladies and gentlemen. I had to go ahead and put my 2 cents in on this overall, topic here, of course, before we get into the real big topic of today's video, because, it was a feature that I was really excited for, and I know a lot of you guys were excited for this feature as well, but I had to let you guys know that it is a pointless feature, and I know tons of people were actually willing to go ahead and reinstall Modern Warfare 2 just specifically because of this new feature, because, again, removing disbanding lobbies is a key component on why skill-based matchmaking is so thick. Every single time it disbands a lobby, it recalculates your stats, it reevaluates how you guys are doing, and it tries to get you into the optimal experience, the most sweatiest competition that you can get into. But removing disbanding lobbies, that wouldn't be, factored in anymore. They wouldn't be factoring in your skill. You're in the same lobby, so until you back out of that lobby, you would do it, but you can stick in there as long as you want. Sadly, that is just simply not the case. It's like the developers want to add in social features into their game, right? They want you to be a part of the community. They want you to, associate with other players that are in game. But if they were going to go ahead and do that, they would definitely allow disbanding lobbies to be removed. Some of the most fun matches that I have had, and I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of my friendships came from beefs within Call of Duty. Competitive matches, whether it was search and destroy, whatever it is. having fun games where we're sweating out. We might be talking some smack, and then at the end of the day, we rerun it. And we rerun it, and we rerun it, and we keep going back to back to back. That's how a lot of my friendships happened. Not because of the people that were on my team. 9 times out of 10, the people who are on my team, like I said, skill-based matchmaking is busted, right? Well, nowadays it's busted, but even back in the day, I feel like the people on my team, either I was the noob and I was getting trash talk because I wasn't picking up my slack, or, I was pub stomping and I was looking at all the other players who weren't picking up their slack. It was either or. But when it comes to the enemies, that's where the real engagements are. You can't tell me that, search and destroy trash talking is not iconic, right? And you can only trash talk if the enemy team is there to be able to stick around for it. Nowadays, you just have a bunch of people who talk trash very quickly at the end of the game because they know they can get away with it because they're not going to ever see you again because they can match out of your lobby. And even though they could do that in the past and they could back out, it's no option now. I've gotten into so many matches in Modern Warfare 2 where I would have loved to have a rematch, but because of this new horrible system where they disband lobbies, those moments will absolutely never happen. And while we're on the topic of Infinity Ward trying to, spice up the social features in Call of Duty, let's actually move over to the main topic that I want to go ahead and discuss. And that is how Activision is incorporating AI, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they're incorporating AI to listen over all of the voice channels in Call of Duty. Now, luckily enough, the AI can't just permaban you, okay? They can report you, and then an actual human has to go over the report. So the AI isn't just going to be going on, a rampage and banning everybody known to mankind. But let's be real here. Is their banning system even good to begin with? The amount of people who have gotten shadow banned for no reason, actually banned, their accounts permabanned for no reason. I've covered this multiple times on this channel as well. False bans on Call of Duty are no joke. People have lost tons of their content, tons of their grind, tons of their stuff for getting banned for absolutely nothing. They don't have cheats. They're not doing anything wrong. Yet, still, a human somehow went over their account and considered that they were cheating. So, I just don't understand why now we have to go ahead and open up all of our mics so they can go ahead and listen in on all of our, conversations. For toxicity, of course. They're testing for toxicity, which leads me back to the other discussion about their socialness. It's like, do they even know their community? Do they even know that this game is rated M and that people are going to be toxic? I understand if they want to try to stop stuff like racism or, all this other crap that's going on within the in-game matches that we have. But seriously, I already know that tons of people are going to be able to get falsely banned or falsely reported for saying something that probably wasn't even the same curse word. It probably even maybe sounded similar to the curse word. And the AI is going to detect it because, come on now, really? We really think that AI is going to be on point to be able to cipher what we say, exactly how we say it, through some of us having really rough mics as well. You think that the AI is going to be able to truthfully understand and that there's going to be absolutely no false reports happening here. No, it's not a chance. I actually saw a hilarious post from Pro Reborn over on Twitter. This is really funny to me, saying, it was a quote tweet to what I just showed you from Charlie Intel talking about the AI, saying, breaking, Call of Duty loses 75% of their player base in the American South. This made me really crack up when I saw it because it's true. I mean, it's COD. I myself personally don't talk that much smack. I'll be real. But at the same time, I can acknowledge that this game is literally made for trash talking. Almost every other game back in the day had people talking smack. And it was so fun back in the day, too, because, back in the prime of Call of Duty, when you played Search and Destroy, you couldn't hide in parties. I really do despise that nowadays, that everybody can either sit in a Discord channel or they can sit in their party channel, whatever it is. It just takes away from the fun because, when you saw a mic that was actually plugged in under a player's name, you knew that they could hear you, and if they're not talking, it's not because they're they're zoned out, or either they muted you or they're just choosing to stay out of the beef. But at the end of the day, everybody was going to catch some hands when it came to Search and Destroy. Everybody. You can go into a party in other game modes, but if you played Search, there was no way to hide. You go into the game mode with the expectations that there's going to be a lot of trash being said. It's the player base. It's what COD is. To expect the Call of Duty player base to just somehow magically calm down and not be toxic ever a day in their life is the most unreasonable expectation I've ever seen anybody put forth. But of course, leave it to Activision and Infinity Ward to try to go ahead and, bring this to life. Again, I just thought this was really crucial to go ahead and put forth because I don't like it. I don't like the thought of people constantly listening in over my conversations. It feels weird. And I get that, I guess I don't own any rights to this game besides, the rights of the copy that I have since I purchased it. But once I log in, I'm sure somewhere in the terms of service, all the things that we agreed to, they have some rights, to do all of this crap. But you can't tell me that it's not extremely weird to know that there's going to be an Infinity Ward dev or just simply a bot listening to absolutely everything that you say in game. I don't even want to go ahead and talk in general. Forget the Discord. I don't know how they're even tracking this type of stuff. I don't even want to talk when I'm playing the game anymore. Even though I have nothing to be scared of, obviously, because I'm not going to be saying any crazy stuff on the game. I never do, so it's not like I'm going to catch a ban for that. But at the end of the day, it's just, it's weird. It doesn't feel normal, especially while I'm trying to kick back, relax, and play a game. I don't want to talk to friends or family about stuff, personal things going on in my personal life where we're just kicking back and enjoying it, which I know tons of people do. Tons of people love to, after a long day of work, a long day of class, get on the game, maybe play a few matches with a family member or one of your best friends, and you're just chatting it up about life. You really want someone listening in on that conversation, even though you know you're not getting banned for it? You really want people listening to all of that stuff? Get out of here, man. This is just, like I said, every move they take is always just 50 steps back. I don't know why they can't just do anything that's acceptable. Their anti-cheat doesn't work. Their servers are garbage. They try to, over-focus banning people for no reason, and they ban the wrong people over the people that actually need to be, banned out of the game. Everything is always completely backwards. The way they release content for the game, 6v6 is always completely neglected, whereas Warzone and DMZ constantly get meta shifts, constantly get cool updates to perks and, certain things within the game to change around how you play to make it interesting and unique every time you log back in, whereas in 6v6, it's the same old. Never a meta change, never anything that's actually worth your time to hop back into the experience and test out. It's used for camo grinding now, and it's used for simply ranking up whatever you need to rank up, Again, backwards, because 6v6 should be the prime of what COD is all about, but it's being neglected now. I don't understand their logic and on how they think, but to me personally, it's disgusting. But guys, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to, bring up these topics. I wanted to fill you guys in on the details about the new party system because I promised you guys I was going to go ahead, dive deep, see what it's all about, see how it works, and, give my opinion. So there it is. And, of course, this new information about the AI tracking all of our voices. I just thought this would be a very interesting topic, and I know it's something that a lot of people would probably be concerned about, so I wanted to get it out there into public so everybody knows about it. So next time you log into Call of Duty, just know that, yeah, people are going to be listening in on your conversation. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. If you want to catch more videos just like this one, I post daily on this channel at 8 in the morning Eastern time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, you'll be notified on all of my uploads. And last but not least, we will be streaming today over on Twitch. The streams usually go live around 12 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to check that out, get some good vibes, you can find the link to that channel along with all my other socials like Twitter, Discord, all that stuff down in the description of this video. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.